didn't per se like H3H3.
Flick. Oh, fuck!
Not this current debacle, but before their whole initial mainstream explosion. One of the biggest issues many people have with content creators is the level of whining and entitlement they can present online, while being some of the most comfortable people there are in the world right now. It's one of the reasons that any type of content creator often reaches a falling off or a downfall point. Consistent complaints about money is often the primary cause. That and allegations of grooming, predation, being out of touch. It's one of those big four. Now for smaller creators, of course, the window of allowance to this complaint is higher. However, that window varies in size based on someone's location, the point of their content, and the way about which their complaint comes across. Me, as someone currently relying on DoorDash and Instacart and OnlyFans.
Girl. Really?
Kidding. I'm kidding. Maybe not. I won't advertise it here, you'll never know.
Let the hacking begin.
But me relying on gig work at the moment while job searching the rungs of society's job market itself can get by with saying, me need y'all to subscribe cause I got bills and I can't keep wiping my butt with old Honey Nut Cheerios box shavings instead of paper. And also, transition meds cost a lot. So hit that subscribe button.
THANKYOU, thank you.
People not only would understand, for many, they might even say, oh, she down bad, let me help. But there are some things I would never ever do. I would never ever give a list of my personal and business receipts to funds which are more or less earnings unless it's funds given in the purpose of transparent support. For instance, a GoFundMe or a Patreon. I would make what I do with that money very much clear because the whole point of those is not really per se as an income, but a support towards something. Sometimes, yes, that can be an income, in which case, there's obviously a lesser expected transparent moment. But again, most of the time it's usually, hey, I would like to directly support your content rather than just in general your earnings. Because usually if you're a Patreon member, you're already supporting with general earnings by just watching the content. So those two things will come hand in hand.
Nailed it!
If I ever use those, I would have a moral responsibility. And though I would never do a cryptocurrency or a financial scam lottery giveaway thingy,
I swear on my life, Scout's honor.
if someone does one of those, people do expect transparency. The whole purpose of supporting a content creator when they come out with something is because you're putting your faith in them. And if you're putting your faith directly in them as a person or as a being, you would expect transparency. Not just out of a legal caution, but also because, more importantly, it's a moral obligation. For someone to misuse that trust that you have put in them is more or less a spit in the face for many people. But if I make, say, God willing, and the forces of the universe push in my favor, I don't know, $5K a month from YouTube.
I'm rich! I'm wealthy! Yahoo!
I will not be out here telling people this Sony camera costs so-and-so, and I pay 10 clippers whenever I do a stream, or I have 2 YouTube editors, and did you know how much it costs to fly business class or economy, or hell, even first class, and then be up here oh, something is in the back of my throat, probably some gum. And then I can't get that line out because there's like gum in the back of my throat.
Excuse me, what?
It's just a lot of gum. And then be up here complaining about those expenses to you all. For one, if I chose to do those things, I chose to do those things. Sure, there could be reasons or whatever, but I chose to acquire the Sony camera. I chose to hire the 10 clippers. I chose to get the 2 YouTube editors. Maybe I suck at editing, or I don't want to go through my streams and find clips to post as I am already tired from social media after a day of streaming. Fine. Pay someone to do it, but that's a luxury that occupation gives me a right to choose if I wish to based on how much that occupation is paying me. But I chose that luxury instead of going 1 or 2 extra steps myself to do them on my own. By the way, Adobe Premiere Pro, at a basic level, it really isn't that hard. And there are free apps of similar function like DaVinci Resolve's free version, should you wish not to even pay at all. Also, you don't have to travel to make content unless your channel is a fucking travel channel. Discord exists, Zoom exists, hell, I think even Skype servers still work. But either way, Google Meets or whatever, literally countless ways to interact with others without being directly in person with them. But should you choose to travel for something content focused, it is up to you, the creator, to find the means of doing so financially responsibly and not a burden you place on those watching your content. For example, Sir Yacht, practically every video is travel content, despite the content not being traveling but Pepto-Bismol and how powerful it is versus some very lethal food combinations. I enjoy his content, and never once did he make me feel like I owe him for the half a gallon of gas it took him to drive from North Ohio to South Ohio in order to eat some heinous shit for the plot. And even when he travels further, it is not something that he makes a burden of the watcher. It's planned, it's well thought out, and it isn't an unnecessary luxury hidden under the excuse of content. Or say Noel Phillips and his Lou reviews. He literally travels the world in his content. It's the focus of his content. And yet a lot of times he does a lot of the editing work with a team, and sometimes even when making content he will show he did a little work on his content in the free time he can find between plane hopping. Not to mention he uses the channel's profits and revenue to pay for all his tickets and things, and should he ever get a sponsorship offer from airlines or something, he makes it abundantly clear before even experiencing the flight or the experience that the airline or travel company or hotel or whatever offers. And often still, more than not, he doesn't fucking accept the offer and still ends up paying on his own, but finds a reason or a need to even tell us, the audience, hey, this offer was given, but I didn't take it. This is genuine, and sure, it can cost these content creators a lot, whether it's Sir Yacht losing 10% of his stomach lining year over year.
He's shit everywhere.
There's shit everywhere! Damn it!
Noel Phillips losing out on time with his family as he spends 2 or 3 months at a time traveling to build up a content backlog. Or someone like Swell Entertainment. She does event reviews, and often because she refuses to lie for an event, can find herself often per se blacklisted, even if it's not made abundantly clear. Meaning she gets no help from events and scheduling or signing up, no guidance once on the ground, no assistance outside herself, and anyone she is with should an issue come up. And she makes it clear she doesn't even want those things in the first place. Sure, it would be nice if a company running an event offered or just checked in. She has a sizable channel and people watching from all points of view. A good approval of an event from her, even if it has some negatives, can drive the next year's attendance very much towards a very high positive. But still to this day, with just her and one editor, some friends at events with her here and there, she will go to almost any event and do the same thing without any type of assistance whatsoever outside anything she could do. Not only are people like this my inspiration in this content field, but also just actual genuinely good and interesting people whose content alone benefits a million miles above the norm because of their clear show of love for the game and what their content is focused on, as well as their personality. And their channels do not feel like generic husk copies of other similar channels. And small operations like Sir Yacht or Noel or Swell are the only ones operating like this. For instance, Meat Canyon, one of my literal favorite YouTube channels. I have gone to sleep to Meat Canyon playlists. I know that sounds crazy because there's some weird shit that be happening on the Meat Canyon channel, but I'm just admitting it. I have gone to sleep to Meat Canyon just because I find them hilarious and I like watching them. He has a decent sized team. From what I can tell, that whole channel and its associated channels contain maybe a group of 8 to 10 people, and yet because they all love what they do and all get to put on their own flavor into the content, it's something few people notice, and income isn't the focus of the channel, and many people enjoy their content, even people that you would normally not associate with it. And even if a video or two for those examples or similar ones that they put out a call saying they need help, not only would people know it's for a good purpose and likely something they couldn't weather despite their size, but people would assist and be glad to spare a dollar or two. For instance, people didn't per se like H3H3. Not this current debacle, but before their whole initial mainstream explosion. But people knew of H3H3, right? And they had a supportive base. And they sued or got sued for this thing of like fair use, right? By this guy, I can't remember the whole context. But people were willing to give money towards their legal defense because it was an unexpected heavy expense. Simply because they knew H3H3 was kind of an interesting channel and had interesting purpose. Obviously, now things have changed.
Yeah, well, you know, that's just like your opinion, man.
But, you know, two things can be true. Something from the past can be a certain way, even though the future is now.
Back to the Future is a bunch of bullshit.
That's what I'm saying, is people will step up if they feel that you're yourself, you're genuine, your personality is also in your content, and you're in it for the love of the game, right? Now, you could say what you want about content quality on all those people, but Swell Entertainment is basically a live vlog with recorded response content in between. Sir Yacht is basically live stream challenges with recorded response content in between. Noel Phillips is that strange guy you see walking around with the GoPro set up strapped to him in an airport or out in just a general public space that you initially avoid thinking he might be one of them annoying streamers that used to prank people on YouTube and now just does heinous shit for subscribers, only for you to realize after a few seconds of watching him that he is respectful, he's mindful of others. Everyone travels on planes. Everyone should know what is the best airlines, the best plane, the best way to move to an airport, the best way to traverse international or national travel, see experiences they may never be able to experience that shows how the world handles things surrounding travel in general. Content creators and money is not a complicated thing.
Duh.
You are doing something easy as hell. So long as you have a personality, a soul, and love what you're doing and work at your own pace, then you will eventually find your niche. Sometimes that niche may be financially beneficial, and sometimes it may not be.
I am never gonna financially recover from this.
It's a roll of the other viral support of dice, I guess. But you won't complain about it like your watchers are idiots and don't have a brain to understand there are costs to doing things. But acting like those costs are astronomical is insane. Some things are just luxuries. Choices that you made for your content that are luxuries. But you can't hold those over their head as they watch you while fucking taking orders in a McDonald's drive-thru window or returning home from a long-ass day listening to some asshat they hired as a manager despite them having more experience because he has a degree, as if that is an equatant to experience in many jobs. It's not. And having to be confronted with the fact that instead of being able to enjoy a comfort food that they normally order when they're feeling low, they stopped and picked up a fucking great value pizza because their rent increased 2 months ago and their finances are now beyond stretched thin. Similar to what this content creator just did. And just to preface this, if you get pissed off very easily at entitled stupidity coming out of someone's mouth, you might want to just, scroll forward along the wheel to find out where the clip ends because it's gonna piss you off.
Y'all know how expensive it is to keep up with content creation? You can get a 10K check from Twitch. What the fuck is a 10K check when you gotta spend 5K on trips just to travel, $500 on setup shit, fucking $2,000 on your rent, fucking $200 on Wi-Fi, $200 on IRL toolkit, you gotta pay the clippers, pay a YouTube editor. Chat, I don't think y'all realizing I be going into negative doing this shit, okay?
Really, bitch?
This is Snowcone, which, fuck me, that's so innovative.
I'm sorry that you're jealous.
Now, I don't follow many Twitch streamers, if I'm being honest. There are Twitch streamers dominating that had what I view, personal view by the way, as some purpose to their content. It's long gone.
It's over. We are screwed.
Many are now just copycats of whomever is the largest creator on the platform. But there are gems. Don't let my stupid ass deter you from finding them and supporting them, whether Twitch streaming or YouTube or on TikTok. But obviously to a point, as we have progressed as a society, enough time has passed where it's kind of hard to be unique or claim uniqueness. That is true. So there is plenty of copying going on. Someone could have an argument that I just copy Hassan, but throw in a dash of Penguin and some Daily Show style content, and you'd be fucking A1 day one on point. Guilty! That would be a fair assessment and accurate from a outward perspective. Good inspirations, but also, bitch, I am me. I do try to add pieces of me and produce something that, to me, has merit. There are pieces of me that make this whole thing a nuance, right? I digress, because at the end of the day, I'm borrowing, no, actually, I'm stealing 10, 15, 20, 30, maybe an hour of your time in a day when you watch my content. Whether it's once, whether it's a returning viewer, whether it's a hate watcher, a lover, whatever. This woman Snowcone over here talking to her fans saying, you don't understand, I have all this stuff I had to spend money on. Guess what? Just being honest, you spend all that money because not only are you financially fucking irresponsible, but also your content is very, very, very dry, and your personality cannot carry it. Pow! And so you have to spend money to meet with others, or do something unnecessarily out fucking landish, or make stupid goop in order to maintain an audience. Now, some might say, oh bitch, you hating.
I'm sorry that you're jealous.
No, I'm observing. Granted, there's maybe probably about 10 to 15% of that being hate.
Yes, definitely.
I'm not going to just act like I'm fucking inhuman. I don't have emotions, but most of that is genuine observation. Do what you got to do. I'm not judging people who make this content for the content itself. If that is your content, fine. My only issue with this shit is this clip, this moment. She isn't the first. Countless streamers, content creators, influencers, grifters on the right and the left do this shit. They have the cushiest jobs and have the most opportunity in life to make something creatively,
Just say it.
creatively their own, with their personality and interests being the center of their labor. And what do? Dumb down their shit and make it something that is placed as onus on the audience for paying for a lack of true commitment to your bit. It's exploitation without benefit and a heap of fucking entitlement. Add that you don't even pander with that entitlement, something which Mr. Beast does. He panders, and it shows how doing so can make it palatable to a certain degree, right? The whole reason he gives away stuff and all this everything is so he can create a defense against any type of recourse, but at the same time, people can see it as pandering.
You see where I'm coming from?
But doing so without pandering makes this shit just obvious that you're just exploiting with no benefit. You want more comfort and also don't even truly understand what you are doing. You are chasing a purpose you don't know, and unfortunately for you, there are examples of what that purpose is once you find it. Boogie chased that purpose after a while. Jeffree Star and James Charles and their associated cliques chased that purpose. Rachel Hollis, Milo Yiannopoulos, Logan Paul, the Ace family, any Minecraft creator, Legendary Lee, they've all done some version of this, chasing a purpose, whether income or clout, and believing that spam and complaints about things were the solution. Or they voice their opinions as if they were the sole authority on something and as if they were entitled to that thought without any type of judgment. As we live in a rapid age where someone can go viral and equate that virality to entitlement or influence extremely quickly without even thinking about whether it is something firm or steady, we are getting more and more flash in the pan content creators like this who pop up, explode for something, ride the wave too hard and focus on doing the same shit without understanding what that shit was that made them go viral or trying to innovate on it as if they fucking invented the wheel. Then getting mad or confronting their audience with that it's them not understanding how hard it is to just fucking press record and do random shit with no purpose.
You're not special.
And then just as fast as they rose, they die out. While many of those examples I gave learned before the fall of either how to innovate or create enough personality to ride the same trend onward, even with great harm to those watching the content, they still have fallen into the same trap and will never ever get out of it. James Charles can never escape kiddo allegations. Jeffree Star is considered beyond too messy and absolutely annoying in a content space like fucking makeup, where that was the norm. The Paul brothers have gotten to the point where they have annoyed the hell out of everyone and can only survive on steadily aging out viewers and bullshit fights. Boogie, hell, I don't even know if he's alive sometimes. Snowcone, you aren't even close to any signs of trying to talk down to your viewers. And even if you were, even if you have a steady established group, you could rely on, who would ride with you from grooming allegations to grooming allegations, S4's videos to S4's videos, alleged giveaway scam to alleged giveaway scam. You as a content creator are doing a job with very little nuance to enter and engage, and therefore you do not get to put the luxury choices of that job onto those who have almost no choice of similar equation in their day-to-day lives. Sure, you sacrifice some of your personal space and personal freedom and personal time.
Like, not that special, right?
After all, you are one of the more difficult content creator groups to exist in. IRL streaming absolutely fucking sucks. It's hard to edit when it's live, easy to say something extremely wrong and forever ever it follow you. It's hard to keep emotion going when it's live and the initial subject has run its course. There is nuance, and definitely live streamers do have a difficult setup. I don't envy it. I don't intend to very much enter that space myself, at least not for any long-term thing. But at the same time, you can end it at any time. You don't have to do 8 hours if you hit the 5-hour mark and take a break and say, well, gotta go back to work in 30 minutes like most normal people, and run out of content or an idea after that 5-hour mark, so when you come back you're utterly confused. At least then you aren't pushing yourself if you just end it there, and your audience is no longer forced to enjoy something that clearly you don't enjoy as well. You can also position yourself into niches. If you travel, why not maybe make review content on different hotels or airlines you use or Airbnbs? But instead, when you travel, you make it about the fact that it's a bunch of y'all doing nothing but goofing around as friends, and you complain that it costs too much.
Oh man, it's universally stupid, man.
Okay, never mind. I'm sorry. I know what this is. You are definitely clocking out in 2 or 3 years if you don't evolve and get a grip. Because I'm telling you right now, your fan base, they are the same ones that many female content creators that look beautiful and cutesy gain. Not all of them, but a major portion, and eventually they will find a new girl for whatever reason. And once they do, I assure you that you will be in a cycle of absolute annoyed frustration where you know you're trapped, but if you stop doing the lame shit and showing more of your personality as it matures, then you will eventually find that the 10K a month you made doing nothing was amazing and good times, and you never should have complained about it. And the 10K you maybe, it's a big maybe, still earn will be nice, but also the level of actual exhaustive work you have to put in will exact a toll on you that you will utterly fucking come to hate. And then it's right back to being a watcher and not a creator for you, because eventually you're going to snap. It's just that's the way mental health works. And content creation's biggest toll, I think, is on people's mental health. It's not on their wallet, it's not on their time, it's on their mental health, which it's a job and that's how jobs work. But what do I know? I am a small creator with their own opinion based off what I see. Not even sure if I explained it right. Let me know in the comments down below if you got what I was saying and your thoughts on this creator Snowcone's comments. And also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you like this content and leave a like. I appreciate greatly all the support and even the haters, even if that now includes Snowcone and her followers. Should I be so bold as to draw their attention and maybe annoyed at best? But it's whole content, Snowcone. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna be honest with you. It's hard to evolve from that content niche. Ask any of those cringe-ass TikTok dudes with the point of view or dance videos like Bryson Hall and the others. Whole content is hard to evolve from. Doesn't matter your gender, whatever. It's hard as hell to evolve from. And you might not think it's whole content, but it's whole content.